Kiran, you have invested in corporate bonds and 30 mutual fund schemes. How does that work for you?
I already have a passive income of 49,000 rupees, which is coming from the bonds interest. I have a very good plan for that, wherein I'll go for a 1 lakh rupees from this 49,000 in next maximum 4-5 years.
So Kiran, how has the journey been for you?
So it was not a very smooth journey. At 29, I lost the job, so there was no major saving that I had. That was the major lowest point in my life. Thereafter, when I started the IT company, that was the turning point of my life. So from job loss, now I have 2 offices. One is in Mumbai and one is in Pune. So I have built the corpus of almost 1.36 CR.
Hi Kiran, welcome to Power Up. It's so nice to have you. I mean, your journey is so inspirational and I would love to talk about that in detail and, let's get started right away. So tell us more on, your current portfolio, how it's structured across different asset classes.
Bonds, I have 67 lakhs. Real estate is a major part again. So I have 2 houses, Mumbai and Pune.
Okay.
Right. So almost 1 CR is into real estate. That I'm not counting as an investment. I'm only counting investment as whatever I've done into equities, mutual funds and all. Gold of 7 lakhs. Stock I'm doing SIP. That is also with the purpose keeping for a dividend. So I'm investing into those Navratnas and those kind of stocks. So that is how the stock investment, 7 lakhs I have. I've kept 16 lakhs into company account. Anything happens to me, any day, any time, any recession, any COVID, I kept that 16 lakhs into FD. Just because my employees should not suffer because of anything. Apart from that 15 lakhs, I have 10 lakhs more into bank FD. And then US stock, I'm investing again with the IND money there. I have 1.8 lakhs.
Okay.
And rest, I'm doing into mutual fund. Mutual fund, I have 28 lakhs that is there into it. So this is how it is diversified.
Got it. With every day, right, jobs are becoming more unpredictable and having a steady source of income is very important. So, as we were talking, right, currently you have 42,000 of passive income. What's the source of that? How did you plan for it?
So it has increased to 49,000. Okay. Agency business has a good margin. Okay. So I have 2 vertical into company. One is a proper call center we have. Another one is a social media agency. But that's a not typical social media. Little different concept we have wherein we manage sales for people. So almost we are doing 1.5 CR as revenue every year. So out of that 4 lakhs a month, 4.5 lakh a month, I'm saving out of that. So that amount I took out from the company and that I've invested into a bond portfolio because I wanted to have some corpus which will give me a passive income and which I can reinvest into mutual fund. So I've invested 67 lakhs into a bonds. So I'm getting 49,000 as a interest on that bond. There are 28 bonds that I've invested. They are giving me the monthly income, and I'm investing that whatever the interest is coming, I'm investing that again into SIPs.
Okay. So this is 49,000 per month?
Yeah, it's per month. Yeah.
Okay. And tell me more about what kind of bonds are you investing in, which is generating this kind of yield?
My strategy is very clear. What I do is, whichever bond has 8 to 10% interest rate per month, and whichever is giving monthly interest payout. Secondly, any bond which is rated below A, I don't go for that. So it's very simple. There's nothing much study required because those platform does a lot of research before launching those bonds on their platform. Mm-hmm. They do their criteria checks. So I don't need to do that again research. And I'm not that qualified that the people have. So what I do, I just do that A plus rating. A rating is fine for me. 8 to 10% is the coupon rate that I look for.
That's annual coupon rate.
Annual coupon rate, yeah. That is what I look for and I invest into it.
Got it. And are these corporate bonds or
these are corporate?
Corporate bonds. Okay. Have you also explored government securities or?
I did, but the interest rate was 8%, 7%, and that is not what I'm looking for. 8-7% that I can get into bank FD also. So that is not what and even the advantage is bank FD is flexible. You can, you can do a liquidation anytime. Right. And bonds have a lock-in period. So that is why I'm not going for a government securities.
Got it. And what's your target for passive income? What is the kind of passive income that you are aiming for?
So currently I'm doing 49,000. I'm aiming for 1 lakh a month income, which is I found is best figure to retire. 1 lakh I've kept as because girls, my daughter's education. I'm aging, so I'm 37 now. So there are certain, illness will start coming now. 40, 45, I have a wife. So again those problems will start coming. So I've kept the buffer of 40,000-50,000 rupees, but in general, adjusting the inflation, I guess 1 lakh is absolutely fine for me, at least at the standard of living that I'm living right now.
Got it. And what's your plan for from 49 to 1 lakh? What's your plan for that?
So I guess I'll take more 3 to 4 years to reach that, right? So plans are basically 49,000 anyways I'm getting from these bonds. I've invested that amount into mutual fund. So currently mutual fund corpus is 28 lakhs, 28 lakhs 60,000 is the mutual fund corpus that I have. Now this may sound weird because many people say that you don't invest more than 3 mutual fund, 4 mutual fund. I've invested in 30 mutual funds.
Oh, okay.
Now people say, how will manage that? Why should I manage that? There are fund managers who will manage that, right? I just need to keep check if the SIPs are going and if these are growing. That's all I need to check. And that I do on a monthly basis. My plans are very simple. So every mutual fund that I've invested, certain mutual funds have 1.5 lakh, 1 lakh, 30,000, 40,000 corpus right now out of those 30. My plans are to make every mutual fund that I have, 30 AMCs that I have, to do 1 lakh investment.
Okay.
Right? Probably next 3 years, 4 years, I'll do that. And out of those all mutual funds, 30 mutual funds I have, I'm going to put 1,000 SWP, every mutual fund.
Okay.
Right? So that's become 30,000 rupees. This 49 plus this 30. So that will give me almost 70,000-80,000 rupees as a monthly income. Rest I'm investing into NPS. That is going to come as a certain income. I have a house in Pune that is going to give me a rent, but that I'm not counting into that 1 lakh rupees.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to step up this SWP of 1,000 as per inflation. Whenever I require extra amount, this 1,000 can become 1,500, 2,000. If you do mutual fund investment into 3-4 mutual funds, the problem is if you invest 30,000 out of that 3 mutual fund, 10,000 a month is a bigger withdrawal. You are putting a pressure on that mutual fund AMC, right, to put 10,000 SWP every month, right? So that is why I'm putting a lesser withdrawal into every mutual fund. So 2,000, 1,000 is I'm going to withdraw. So that way my corpus and the increment that won't get hamper much. So that is how I planned investing into 30 mutual fund.
Got it.
Yeah.
Great. And then, Kiran, let's talk about the big milestone, which is, hitting the 1 crore number. Would love to understand, your journey of hitting that first crore, because, it's often said that making that first crore is the
It's
most difficult
Correct.
part. So tell us more on that. How did you plan for that?
And I started with the a small job like every aspirant will do. So I started with the dog boy in one of the loan DSA company. So I was getting something 4,500 rupees as a part-time basically that I was doing. So I used to go to the customer's house and I used to collect the documents, the loan application documents. So that I did almost for 8-9 months. Thereafter, broking houses I started. So couple of 6-7 broking houses I worked. I was into the one of the broking house. So Saturday, me and my daughter were sitting into juice center. I got the call from a branch manager saying, CEO don't want you to come office from tomorrow. I said, why? So he said there was a loss into one of the customers' trading account. And the customer has made a complaint. That was shocking for me because I was the highest revenue generator for them. When I lost my job, I had only 1.5 lakhs into the bank. And that is how on those 1.5 lakhs, I managed to survive for those 4 months.
This is what year?
2017-18. Then because I was a topper, one of my previous employer called me saying that we have a vacancy for relationship manager, you can join. So I joined that company. But again, I worked for 6-7 months into that company. And then one of the customer of the same company eventually became friend. He offered me a job as a sales executive because I was good into sales. So he offered me a job into a sales. It was a mobile app. So I worked there for almost years. But whenever I used to go to the customer houses or customer retail stores or offices, they used to ask me basically that, are you providing the services for digital marketing? Are you doing that as well? But we were not having that vertical at that time because it was a startup. It was just started. That Appline company was just started. So there was no digital marketing vertical into that company. So eventually I understood that there's a huge demand for digital marketing. Every 10 customer that I go, out of that 6-7 customer used to ask me. I approached company that we should start this vertical. There's a huge revenue stream. But then company had not taken that seriously. So what I did is, along with that sales job, I started with the freelancing. So what I used to do, I used to take that digital marketing work from those clients, and there was an agency at the background. So I used to pass on that work to that agency, and they were doing their work, execution work they were doing. I was doing sales. I used to get the 50% passback of whatever revenue they are generating out of that activity. Slowly, that amount has become a big chunk of my income. Even it has exceeded my salary also of that company. So what I did is, I took one office into my building. I stay on 11th floor, and first floor I took the office that was on the rent. It was just a chair and table that we started. I took one graphic designer, and then slowly we started getting clients. So I used to take the clients, I used to pass on to her, and she was to execute designing part, content part, publishing part, post. She used to do that. Slowly it started growing, and then I started investing from 2018 approx 17 end. I started investing into mutual fund, SIP, stocks, gold. I'm investing. I kept certain amount into bank FD for any kind of emergency. So I started investing from that, and 27 Feb to be very precise, this year I have reached to 1 CR mark. So over the period of the corpus has increased. It was not a kind of targeted milestone, but over the period of time, the corpus has increased and reached to 1 CR. Right. And then I started taking things very seriously. I was just doing investments up till that, but then I started taking the investment more seriously.
Got it. Great, Kiran. I think from having no savings in the first 10 years, to losing job when you have just 1.5 lakhs in the savings account, to now having more than 1 crore of portfolio. Your journey is super inspirational.
Thank you.
And since we were talking about house, and you have a lovely daughter. In terms of goal-based planning, right? Have you also incorporated that when you were doing your FIRE calculation?
What I've did is, in the FIRE, I've not kept her education expenses. So what calculation I did is, I bought the house in Pune. Just 4 or 5 months back, I bought the house. I'm putting it on the rent.
Okay.
So 9,000 is what I'm expecting a rent from that house, right? This 9,000 I'm going to put into her bank, and it will go into SIP, right? Okay. Now she's into 6th standard. 9 years for her graduation. Till then I'm there. So my daily income, I'll fund her education from that. Till this 9 years, I'm going to get this 9,000 rupees as an, absolutely it is going to increase. The rent will increase, but I'm just calculating 10,000 rupees will be a rental income that I'm going to put into SIP. So that fund will fund her education. That is how it is planned. So that 9,000 I'm not going to take into my investments or my savings. It is going to go into SIP, which will fund her education. So that is how it is planned. From my corpus, I'm not going to do anything for her education.
Got it. So you actually kept it very different, right? Your liquid corpus is very different for your own needs.
Exactly.
And then the rental and the entire real estate is funding the goals regarding child's education. And
that is how I kept it very simple. Though there's no complicated calculations, it's quite very simple. It's just a logic. That is how it is.
Got it. And given that you have invested, in 2 houses, and particularly for investment purpose, what was your sort of framework behind choosing real estate as an investment instrument?
So first house which I have in Mumbai, I have not invested into that. That's basically my father's house. I live into that house. Pune house I just bought 4 or 5 months back, and Pune house I bought keeping a retirement goal into mind. So it's not in proper Pune, it's little outskirt of Pune. So it's into Talegaon. Now why I bought it? It's into nature. So I love to do a planting and all. So even in my Mumbai house there are a lot of plants that I have planted. Probably after her education is finished and her SIPs and everything is done, I'm going to leave Mumbai and I'll be going to Pune house. So that is how I bought that house. Secondly, I wanted to have another house apart from what I am living. So I diversified into real estate. So it was a long plan, but then I executed just now in 4 months. I've executed that last 4 months back.
Got it. In your retirement plan, do you also have a term insurance? Is that also part of the plan?
Yes, I took 50 lakh as in this health insurance, Mediclaim I took. For family, and I have 1 CR term insurance.
Okay.
So that is first. Before going for an investment, you should have at least your basic things, which is health insurance, Mediclaim, and your term insurance. So anything happens to a earning member of the family, at least the family should not suffer because of that.
Yeah.
So that I've taken first, and then investment.
Got it. Got it. And Kiran, coming to the next part of your portfolio, which is gold. How do you invest in gold? Is it physical gold or digital gold?
It's absolutely digital gold, but
Okay.
there's a option that you can opt for physical gold as well. You can order physical gold. Safe Gold is a company. It's an online website where you can go and do gold SIP.
Okay.
So 10,000 rupees I'm putting every month into gold SIP.
Okay.
So whatever is the per gram rate, your 5,000 get deducted, and whatever is per gram rate at that time, those many of units I get allotted. So
Okay.
currently I have 78 gram of digital gold, which is into Safe Gold. And then as a family, my mom, my wife, they're obsessed with gold, right? So we have a physical gold, what they have as a jewelry. That's a different part that is not counted. But this investment started for my daughter,
Okay.
for her marriage and all. But then eventually it has built a good amount, good corpus into it, because I was doing that SIP every month. So that has almost 78 gram I have into digital gold right now.
Got it. Got it. Understood. So, Kiran, what sort of 2 cents of advice would you have for our audience who is, planning and wanting a life like this and seeing your journey, right? Seeing all the ups and downs and now getting into investment. Any advice for them?
Start investing early. As soon as possible, you start earning, start investing. Keep a very, I don't know, if everybody can do that, keep your lifestyle low so that your expenses will remain low. If you can do that, any challenges that comes in the future, you can manage with them. I'll just give you my example. So my mom had an attack. She had an heart attack. And at night, we took her to the hospital. Doctor said, we need to give her an injection to clear those arteries. There was a blockage into her arteries. And that injection was of 3 lakh rupees. Good that I had my credit card, so I swiped that credit card. But that night has taught me that if that credit card would not be there, I would have not survived my mom, because otherwise I would have not, I don't have any savings to do that, right? That credit card I swiped, and then that I put that amount into EMIs, and then I paid slowly, right? So that night has made me understand that if your expenses are very high, you cannot cope up with your life for any kind of emergency that can come. Keep a very strict rules on your investment, that apart from whatever my lifestyle is, I have to invest certain amount of money. I know one friend who has done his marriage, her sister marriage, he has done from that mutual fund investment.
Wow.
That is how it is. So start early, keep a strict rule of doing investment. That is the only thing that you can do.
Wow, perfect. And thanks for sharing that incident, right? I
Yeah.
think the moments that make you realize the importance of money.
Absolutely.
Great. Thanks for sharing all of this, Kiran. I think super inspirational to see your journey. As I said, right, the first 10 years and now the following 6 years. Crazy. I think that's been so nice to hear. And thank you so much for sharing that. I had a lovely time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.